Good morning everyone. Today we're going to be talking about whether you should get your Klauz units now or if you guys should wait for the weapon. The TLDR is pretty much you should really wait for your weapon, and I'll be explaining why in today's video. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I'd really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So you guys may have already noticed, but when you talk to Ziggs and go to get unit over here, you'll notice that the Klauz units are currently available. So you can get either the back piece, the arms piece, or the legs piece. And the reason why I say you can only get one of them is because you're limited by these Darkstones. The only way to get Darkstones right now is through the mission pass, and you can only get 50 of them from the mission pass, and there's no other way to get any more. However, with the next urgent quest coming out, we will be able to farm for Darkstones. However, at the time of this recording, unfortunately, we can only get 50, which means we can only get one unit piece right now. However, I strongly recommend against getting one of these units right now. While they are very powerful and they give you a lot of stats, the problem with them is you can't actually affix them properly right now, mainly because we don't have Guardian Soul. So if you do plan to min-max, even if you get these units right now, you wouldn't be able to utilize them because you'd just be wasting resources, as you will be replacing all of these augments with better augments once you can make Guardian Soul. But let's say you're a casual player like myself and you don't care about min-max. Well, even if you are a casual player, I would not waste my Darkstones on these units. The reason is because once the weapon comes out, you're going to need 150 Darkstones. So right now you have 50 Darkstones, and I'm pretty sure that the next mission pass is probably going to give you like 100 Darkstones. So you probably want to save up these Darkstones, so when the next mission pass comes out along with the Klauz weapon, then you'll get exactly 150 Darkstones, so you don't have to run the urgent quest a bazillion times, and you'll be able to make your weapon. So let's hop over to my second monitor so we can see the cost to make our weapon. Now the website I'm using over here is the Arx Visiphone, the JP edition, mainly because on the global edition it does not show the Klauz weapons yet because it is not released on the global version. But we can see over here that here is the Lightweaver Crass Saber, which is basically the Klauz katana. Alright, and you can see that here are the cost. Now the cost for all the weapons are exactly the same. The only difference between them all is going to be the Class X cubes. So you will need 300 Class X cubes in order to make your Klauz weapon. So it's super duper important that you do prepare beforehand so that you do have the 300 Class X cubes when you make your weapon. Now let's say that you don't have a main class and you kind of play all the classes, then I recommend making the Gunblade. The reason for that is because the Gunblade can use any Class X cube and it just requires 300 and can be used on any class, as you can see over here. Alright, but other than that, everything else is exactly the same. You'll see here that it does require a Darkbanisher Ayer weapon, which we probably will get pretty soon, probably either in the next update or the update after. That's my prediction. And then we're going to need 50 DRs. So in order to get a DR, you're going to need to salvage a 15-star weapon. So I highly recommend people to start working towards this as well, because salvaging 50 15-star weapons does take quite some time. So it's something that you should slowly work towards so that when this weapon does come out, you are ready for it. The Primordial Darkstone Demioses, you're going to need 150. As I said earlier, we already got 50 from the current mission pass, and I predict from the next mission pass, we're probably going to get another 100. So you would probably get them all from the mission passes. The Divine Eye Stone, this one is also probably going to be in the next mission pass on the tier 30 reward. We're going to need 4 of these crystals. These crystals are obtained from Divide Quest. However, we are getting 2 of these from the current mission pass, as well as 300 Class X cubes. So let's hop back in game and talk specifically about these crystals. So when we open up the mission pass over here, do keep in mind that the mission pass does end on March 3rd. So you guys should be progressing through your mission pass. You can see here I'm slacking greatly. I'm only on tier 23 right now. But at tier 30, you'll notice here that you get 2 of these crystals. So we're going to need a total of 4 of these crystals, alright? So these do drop on Divide Quest, however the drop rate's like 0.1%, it's something absurdly low. So there is another surefire way to get it other than from the mission pass, because the mission pass will give you 2, but if you remember, the weapon will cost 4 of these. So where do we get the other 2? The easiest way is through a title reward. When you clear stages 25 to 30, you will automatically get a title which will give you an additional 2 Lumincrystals. However, let's say that you haven't cleared tier 30 because it's a little bit too difficult for you, then don't worry. If you can only do up to stage 25, it's perfectly fine. You simply just come to the metal barterer over here and you go to the exchange divide metals for limited time. And over here, you'll notice that right here, you can get Lumincrystals. However, you are limited to 4 every single month. So I would pick this up every single month, just in case you want to make multiple Klauz weapons later down the line, because it will cost 350 divide metals, as well as 200 lumen fragments. So you can see over here that I don't have that many. I've got like 500 lumen fragments and 900 divide metals. So you can see here that I will only be able to make 2 over here if I exchange all of these, which I probably will, because why the heck not? And boom. Alright, you can also get some lumen fragments over here if you need that with 10 divide metals. Alright, other than these 2 items over here, this shop does offer a bunch of other things over here in case you do want it. I personally don't need any of these, so I ignore them. Okay, so now that we're fully prepared for our Klauz weapons, we're good to go, right? Wrong. Before you make your Klauz weapon, you actually need your Darkbanisher Ayer weapon, which means there's still more to do. Let's hop over to my second monitor. So the thing about the Darkbanisher Ayer weapon is when you craft it through Ziggs, this weapon will only go up to plus 30. However, you want to get it to plus 35 before you upgrade it into your Klauz weapon. So in order to do that, you basically have to craft this 6 times. So even though the cost over here does not look that bad, it's like, oh, you know, 30 ultimate boosters, that's perfectly fine. We got a bazillion of these now since we've been farming Extreme Quest. The Lumen fragments over here, we need 200 of these. So multiply by 6, you need 1,200 of these. Your X cubes, you're going to need a lot of X cubes. You're going to need 1,200 of these as well. You need 120 primordial darkstones. You need a bunch of plamia as well as a bunch of emeralds. So there is a way to get around this, because just thinking about 120 primordial darkstones, you know, that's such a pain in the butt. You know, thinking about all those lumen fragments, all these ultimate boosters, it's a huge pain in the butt. Well, luckily there is an item in game right now which will allow us to bypass all of this, and we will only need 1 copy of the Darkbanisher Ayer weapon. And this item is called Enhancement Cap +1. This item is extremely useful simply because this item will raise the maximum enhancement level by 1. So your Darkbanisher Ayer weapon will be plus 30 when you create it, then you throw in 5 of these and boom, it's plus 35. So you don't need to get all those lumen fragments, you don't need to get all those Demios Darkstones, you don't need to get all of those ultimate boosters. It makes your life super duper easy. Now you can buy these on the market, but I don't recommend it. The reason for this is because you have a lot of rainbow keys. Sega is being very generous with the amount of rainbow keys we're getting, and you have a high chance of getting these enhancement capsules with rainbow keys. So just play the game normally, and whenever you use a rainbow key, just pay attention to these enhancement caps, alright? So you do need 5 of them. So you can see over here, I have 6 of them already, so it is not that bad as long as you're just playing normally, making sure that you participate in all the login events and you make sure that you get as many rainbow keys as possible, and then just use them and hope that you get enhancement capsules. However, if you are super impatient for whatever reason and you're like, no, I need my enhancement capsules now, you can buy this on the market. However, you will be paying a premium for the enhancement capsules. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the rest.